I am almost 20 years late having watched a new favorite movie of mine recently. It isn't a holiday film, but it does bring in the imaginings and wonder that I have recently decided to recarry. It is a story about two neighbors, a boy named Jess and a girl named Leslie. They come from different values and ways of living. Jess is encouraged to be logical, and intelligence is considered from academia and working hard to care for his dad's greenhouse, which is their main source of food. On the other hand, Leslie is encouraged to be free, and intelligence is considered from creativity and exploration. She isn't required to help in the home, as her parents have been able to care for everything themselves. Not that they are rich, but they have worked strategically to afford the life they were living. Leslie and Jess meet at school, being both outcasts and classified weirdos, but they both realize they are kindred spirits gradually as they develop their own secret kingdom in the forest nearby their homes. Without spoiling it for anyone who hasn't seen it, they both find joy, cope with the stresses of everyday life, and seek adventure in their kingdom. Even Jess's sister, Maybelle, tags along eventually. I severely love this movie, and for those who have seen some of my videos, you may have guessed why. Both Jess's and Leslie's parents were correct in their upbringing and lacking in some others. Jess's dad, although tough and sometimes lacking compassion, was constantly concerned for their welfare, focusing on money and caring for Jess and his four sisters. He certainly had the right to be as worried for their stability as he was, but he wasn't understanding, compassionate, or encouraging of Jess's creativity. His family went to church, but were convinced that one could be damned to hell for not reading or believing in the Bible. Leslie's parents were seemingly content in their life choices, even though, as writers, society would consider them at a loss. Unfortunately, Leslie mentions not spending much time with them, yet she is able to embrace and envelop herself in her storytelling. So much so that it may have led to a bit of carelessness. She states not believing in the Bible, but believing that God created all things beautiful in their natural state. I can see how both families are still doing their best, but I would hope that compassion and creativity are encouraged, especially at their ages. I find that this is the age adults tend to burn their childlike minds to a crisp and highlight things of the real world. While awareness for reality is certainly necessary, it's not everything. This would be too much yin and not enough yang. There always needs to be a balance, and creativity is harder than most can imagine. Just ask anyone to draw a dog and make up a 3-minute short story about it, and watch their expressions shift to hesitation, fear, or confusion. It takes a lot of energy, knowledge, and practice to be creative. It takes even more to be imaginative. But both concepts can help with our mental, spiritual, and emotional states. Do these states of mind not deserve attention as well? Must we only be logical and worry about the future? Why can't we enjoy today if tomorrow might be taken from us? These are the things I pondered while watching this film. I will always be an advocate for the weirdos, the outcasts, the wildly imaginative spirits among us, and there are so many of us. We are just tucked away in nooks of our bedrooms, bookstores, and libraries, perfectly content to exist in silence with one another while creating or to go along with the imaginings of another, like when we were little, like now. I truly hope we can continue to be wondrous and wild, remembering to be safe and empathetic to those in our circle, knowing that tomorrow is not promised, but today is our present, and that really is the best present of all. All right, so this will be a very quick kind of ending video. Usually I talk for a good amount of minutes, but it's Christmas, so it's a day of relaxing and keeping it chill and spending time with my loved ones. So I wanted to talk about the movie Bridge to Terabithia, and the one thing that I found really cool in that movie was when, sorry for the blender in the background. We're making smoothies, Gil. Tastes good. Leslie's dad, he mentioned Teddy Roosevelt's phrase or quote, which I feel like in the context that time, probably not that great of a quote, because I think he was actually talking about serving him and any other white authorities and colonizers at the time. But if we were to switch it around, the phrase says, it's important to be working hard at work worth doing. And I thought that was kind of interesting watching the film in modern day context. That is not just pursuing your passions and making sure you feel like you're not working a day in your life. I mean, everything is work. It doesn't matter what you do. There's going to be some trials and tribulations. I feel like it's quite important. It's quite nice when you have some sort of job or activity or something. Human without purpose, without not necessarily purpose like you have to find your calling or whatever, but just literally having an activity to do every day and something to look forward to every day and something to improve for yourself, something to learn for yourself every day. It's such a necessary thing in order to continue to live your life and to live well. And for myself, sure, art and poetry are things that help me to, deal with everyday anxieties or to find joy in life and things like that. But for me, work worth doing are kind of like these videos. I'm able to capture moments and things that make me think, oh, I love this life, that make me feel like, oh, I want to share this with somebody. I want someone to see this. Even if my recording, like I'm selfie video right now, but whatever. Even if my recording is not optimal, it's not the top thing. I'm not using Canon cameras. I'm not using, what's it called? Fuji, whatever the camera is called. No special mics or anything like that. It's just capturing the moment and being able to share it with everyone and talk about it. And that's really all the work I see worth doing. I don't see it the way Roosevelt might have seen it, and I don't even see it the way Leslie's parents might have seen it. I think even Jess's father was doing work worth doing for himself, where he was working to save money and working to help his family. Those are not bad purposes. Those are not bad drives or motivations. Those are wonderful motivations. But it's also remembering to enjoy the life today, because, I mean, tomorrow is really not guaranteed. And if this were the last thing I record, I mean, my God, it would be kind of cool, I guess, to be, in a way, frozen in time and kept in place, that if you could see me again, I'd be here. I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about this Christmas Day. Tell me what holidays you guys are celebrating. What's your favorite thing you're doing during this holiday season? I love to know about cultures. Oh, and tell me your favorite food. Like, what's, like Mama used to make, gusto stuff you're having this holiday season. I'd love to know. Anyway, I'm wishing you guys all wonder and room to be yourself from this side of the world. Adios.